again.
Well, with only one person, it's not going to manoeuvre. I thought we was wasting our time.
No, procedures to follow.
Okay, item number 8 on the agenda. Sorry.
Pack there in front of, under your paperwork that will be, it's in order of the meetings, it's just so you can follow along. Okay? So,
Right, back to item number 8 on the agenda, which is the review of committees, working parties and VC representatives. And Amanda, can you go through the list?
yeah,
Get all the necessary
as far as
approvals.
I'm concerned, I've heard from most people that they're happy to stay on the committees that they're already on. Am I right with that thought in the first instance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You'll see a little list in there.
And everything that's red's yours.
Have it there?
It's very yours.
Yeah. Can you, Matt, can you just pass that? Anything in red that you might fancy, don't be shy. But don't feel you've got to fill all those vacancies, all right? So no pressure. Right, so Finance Committee, we currently have Councillor Dean, Councillor Stanley, Councillor Tom Sams and the RFO. This meets 4 times a year for that one. For the Planning Committee, which is twice a month on a Friday morning, we have Councillor Dean, Councillor Moore, Councillor Allardyce, Councillor Powell and Councillor Stanley with 1 vacancy. The Environmental Committee, which meets every other month on a Thursday evening, we've got Councillor Dean, Councillor Allardyce, Councillor Stanley, the Amenity Manager and 2 co-opted members of the public, which is Sharon Amos and David Oversby, and there's 2 vacancies on that committee. Highways and Transportation, we currently have Councillor Janetta Sams, Councillor Allardyce, Councillor Tom Sams and 1 vacancy. They don't meet, it's just generally if an issue arises and then it's whoever's available out of that group. Law and Order, again that doesn't meet unless there's an issue that arises. That's currently Councillor Allardyce and there's 1 other vacancy. Youth Provisions, which is kind of a dormant committee now, but the councillors on that are Councillors Tom and Janetta Sams, Councillor Allardyce, Councillor Stanley, 1 vacancy on there. Calc is Councillor Stanley with 1 vacancy. Charities is Councillor Dean, Councillor Moore and the Rector. There's a vacancy on there and also a vacancy to cover Booth and Baldwin Trust meetings. I think it's, Tony, how often do they meet? Booth and Baldwin Trust? Is it once a month or once every other month? Or is it just as and when?
Every time we sort of feel like it, we
As
all
and,
get
so
together.
it's an as and when then.
No specific time.
Village Hall Trust. We need three representatives on there. We currently have 1, Councillor Stanley, and there's 2 vacancies on there.
I'll stand.
Anyone else want to stand on there? North Down Steering Group, that's Councillor Janetta Sams. The Amenity Land and Facilities, this used to have 5 councillors on it. Because there wasn't any need for it, we left it last year. That it would be 5 councillors decided if the group was needed again. So is everyone happy to just continue with that? Okay, the staffing group is Councillor Dean, Councillor Moore and Councillor Janetta Sams. And the website and community liaison committee, again that just meets as and when required, is Councillor Dean, Councillor Allardyce.
Website.
I'm quite happy on that one.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Can we put it down for the highways one as well, for the vacancy on there?
can always chat to you about the other ones. If any of them take your fancy, we can just put your name down at a further meeting. Okay, so...
And do I take the Booth and Baldwin Trust as well? Because I've got that knowledge, so I'd be really happy to help out with that.
And you're already on the charities
Group anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, so with Councillor Griffiths going on the highways and the website and community liaison committee, and then Councillor Moore going as representative for Booth and Baldwin and also as the Village Hall Trust rep along with Councillor Allardyce. So is everyone happy with the list as it currently stands for the coming year? Can I?
More about
Yeah.
that.
So can I have a proposer and a seconder to
I'll propose. Whichever.
Is everyone in favour of that? Okay, I'll update that and I'll second that for you.
If we can move on to the planning. I don't think we've got anything to add to planning, have we, Brenda?
No, I think.
Other than the fact that I did speak to James Bailey last Thursday with regard to the Bell Farm South Appeal. We're still a good couple of weeks away from that. I know he was promised between 6 and 8 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's gone on forever, but it's a much bigger decision. It's all about the 5-year land supply.
Yeah.
So however that's determined, don't hold me to this, I think that's the way the decision will go.
I think so. There's no news on the Thomas Miller or anything like that?
Nothing at all, nothing whatsoever. We spoke about Mayfield Nursery last week, which was just to do with Section 106 monies. Basically, if the developer doesn't sort it out within the next 6 weeks, then the application will be withdrawn. So the ball's in his court. But that was from the council, not from anything that we did. So it was just a report back. Okay, communications. Is there any recommendations from the communications committee? No? Nothing at all? Okay, item number 11 is environmental. Is there any recommendations from the environmental committee? No? Okay, finance. If we can just... That's right. Sorry, I've got my signatures first. Right. Can I have a proposer for the finance report
Yes, I have.
and a seconder? Okay.
Tim, as you've not read them, what I'll do is I'll put you down as abstaining because you've not talked to anything.
Might be the same as most of them, which is you.
Don't panic.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Pillory unit.
I'll hand the next part of the finance over to Amanda.
As you would have seen from the email Mike sent round, there was a couple of other items that needed to be dealt with under finance this evening. There was the need to get approval for a cheque that's been written out. The Parish Council has always set an extra set of rules within the financial regulations. That as we've got 2 councillors, married councillors, they wouldn't usually both sign a cheque.
No, yeah.
And the same as if the cheque was written out to one councillor, they wouldn't sign it. But we now find ourselves in a position where we only have 3 signatories on the account, being Councillors Tom and Jeanette Sams and Councillor Dean. And the cheque is for gifts that were purchased for the annual parish meeting. So it's really just to get approval that everyone's happy for Councillor Dean to be one of the signatures on that cheque. It doesn't break any financial regulations, it's just something that we've imposed ourselves, but we didn't think we'd get down to the point that we've only actually got 3 signatories on the account. So obviously as we get more councillors on, we'll be looking to increase the amount of signatories on the account. So that was the first bit, so it was cheque number 4451, just to get approval that that can actually be signed.
I'm proposed to be.
So we're all happy with that one?
Can someone say? So everyone's in favour with that cheque?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then you'll see that the RFO actually sent round the internal audit report. That's all been completed now, ready to go to external audit with no problems at all found. It's a complete clean bill of health. We're following all the rules that we should be following as a parish council. So it was just for you to propose and not second that be accepted as the report from me.
I propose that from the chairman.
So, all in favour?
Yeah, can I just say thank you ever so much, Mike, on behalf of the parish council. I mean, that's, I would say in accounting terms, that's a work of art. Thank you.
It's a messy bit of work, isn't it?
Okay. Then on to the external audit. You'll see in your pack that there is 2 sheets of paper. The first, last year they changed the order in which everything had to be approved for the report that goes to the external auditor. So the first item is the annual governance statement. The recommendation is that 1 to 9 be ticked yes by the chairman to say that we've put all the effective financial management into place. And then the last one, which is for parish councils and local councils that have got trust funds, which we haven't, so that would be non-applicable. So we just need approval that that's how Councillor Powell will sign that form.
So, shall I?
Is that proposed?
Yeah, so I took you as, I was just waiting for a nod from somebody else. Is everyone in favour with Eddie signing that?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And the second part of that, you will see that Mike has completed all of the figures for last year. Obviously they've all been backed up by the internal audit, so it's just to say that Councillor Powell can actually sign that off, ready to go to the external auditor. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, second.
Sorry,
Saw a nod.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Is everyone in favour?
Well, yeah, signing it. Better be in favour.
Mike's got that piece signed off.
Right, okay.
And that's it. That's all of the
Right, so we're going to receive a report from Janetta tonight,
Yeah, it's gonna have to be
but it will have to be, I don't think there is anything on that other than what we mentioned about the A20 earlier on, which I think she would have mentioned something about that. Devon Parish Council, Councillor Stanley actually attended.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I appreciate the welcome I received. You know, a very competent set of people. I went through the agenda with them. The existing chairman was re-elected for the coming year, as indeed was the vice chairman re-elected. They then had various subcommittees in the manner that we have them, where they had elections taking place. Their Celt rep was re-elected. The minutes of their meeting of the 5th of April was approved. There was little discussion on the neighbourhood plan. It's still within budget on expenditure, including services of the specialists they use. A discussion took place concerning the potential purchase of land adjacent to Ham Lane from St John's Ambulance Brigade. This is all to do with their allotment. There was a lengthy discussion on parking problems in the village centre. Apparently, overrunning on time is the big problem. And the fact is that the authorised official who can give you a ticket has so many villages to manage that invariably he's not around when these people commit these over parking times. They spoke about other ideas on controlled parking, but acknowledged that there are considerable costs if you bring in private contractors. A member of the local business will endeavour to establish a pattern, if he can, in how the illegal parking goes. He happens to run the fish and chip shop, so he's got a good view of what's going on. Yeah. The councillor who was with us last month obviously reported back on how we'd negotiated dog bin charges, fees and whatever, and everyone was a bit jealous, to be honest. More details regarding their Lenham Meadows Trust. You know, they agreed to put this on hold and refer it back, and sort of, because it's quite complicated. It would have taken up a whole meeting, I would suggest. They've also got this problem about a requirement for 200 new homes, and the gossip concerning Lenham Storage and Marley, and that's going to rumble, isn't it, Chairman, Councillor Amaladice? I think you had the previous discussions.
I was there.
That
basically was, the meeting.
Yeah, well, thanks very much, Councillor Stanley. I mean, the issues that you've mentioned there, they seem to be ongoing with Lenham. Certainly the Lenham Transport site and Marley, which they try to include in their neighbourhood plan. I don't think the council were too happy about it, because they said that it might not happen. It only depended whether Lenham Storage wanted to sell or not. And so I think they've been asked to find another site, or another couple of sites, which will cause some problems. But I think we're fully supportive behind them with the work that they're doing. But
Talking about land to the east of the pond, aren't they?
yes,
Which is pretty much bad news.
but it is bad news, and unfortunately it caused a couple of resignations, because one of the people on there was one of the landowners. So it's always very difficult. It's because they're not volunteering, they're actually being told what they've got to do, and that's when it becomes difficult. And no, I do feel for them sometimes on some of the decisions they've had to make.
Yeah.
Rock and hard place.
Absolutely.
Part of the problem, Mr. Chairman, as I see it, is, you construct 200 new houses and the employment goes out of the village.
Yeah.
It's a difficult decision to make. If you pursue Lenham Storage for their land, people are not always going to carry on working if they've got it.
No.
Because I've seen that there are lorries parked in a big area on the Isle of Sheppey. And one wonders.
So do they not own that land, Lenham Storage then?
Please,
I think they own the land where it is.
So they can't make them leave, can
No, but I do know that Lenham Storage have virtually outgrown
they? Yeah, but
what they're doing.
huge
They're
now.
having trouble with some of their higher lorries can't do a left. They have to do a right to go to Junction.
Happened to Alan Firmin down in Cyprus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's but no, that's a comprehensive report. Thanks ever so much.
Can I just ask before we move on to the next item, is anyone able to attend their next meeting on the 7th of
I
June?
haven't got it in my book.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Definitely not.
No, but
7th of June.
I'll
Yeah.
update-
Interesting day.
I'll
And the 8th of
update-
June's even more interesting.
Yeah, and you'll
no,
do this.
I was volunteered, I think.
You were volunteering.
Yeah.
Happened to me, didn't it?
Okay, next item on the agenda, number 15, which is the use of the Glebe Field by St John the Baptist Church for a pet service on Sunday the 2nd of July.
I have gone back to the organiser to just clarify if they actually need to park vehicles on the field. And they said no, it's literally they just want permission to be able to take the pets onto the field
Oh,
for
well,
the service. So,
doggy bags all around. Poo bags all around.
Well, responsible dog owners should have
Yeah, of
anyway.
course. No problem.
well, they had goats and all sorts there when they did it last. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they lovely. Take them up. I can
But
take
they
them
don't
up.
sell the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
You've got a goat.
We've got goats.
But they do pick the goat poo up, don't they?
So is everyone happy with me going back to say that?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit frightening, the next bit.
I think we're going to have to defer that because I haven't got any details.
Right, okay.
Obviously,
What are we talking
This
about?
is item number 16, the use of the glebe field for a fitness club, which always scares the life out of me, things like that.
so,
What is it? What we do now?
no,
It's another one.
it's another one.
What?
It's
I don't know. I think we need
Oh,
to
right.
defer it until Janetta's here.
But if it just ran, I mean,
I don't know what it
what it
is.
is.
We don't know what it
It's
is.
Fair
So,
going madness.
running, jumping and standing still races.
I'll leave that on the agenda for next month and hopefully Janetta will be
Yeah.
here. She can let you know that.
Item number 17, which is the medical centre update. Councillor Stanley and
Yeah, just quickly from me. I spoke with Diane Anderson, who's the practice manager at length last week, I think it was. Over the phone, I've actually helped her fill in the paperwork to get the Section 106 money released. So it was a very long
I
conversation.
can imagine.
But hopefully, if she's now submitted that, we are getting the ball rolling. So obviously I'll let you know as soon as I hear
It's
anything
taking
else.
months.
I know, but the fact that I've actually spent